This is Jerry Thompson, aka DJ EO, and today I am very excited to welcome Fuzzy Redbud Bush to this interview session on behalf of the IU Music Show on KUNM 89.9 FM and Blazing Reggae Vibes at www.blazingreggaevibes.com. Good afternoon, Fuzzy. How you doing today?
Good afternoon, Jerry. How's it over there in Albuquerque?
Man, we got sunshine and clear blue skies. I'm telling you. I know it's like that in Hawaii also.
No, not always. We got a little bit of clouds today, but still at 86 degrees.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for sharing your time with us today. And also, I would like to congratulate you for your creative abilities in bringing your voice to the world stage. You possess a crucial sound that the world needs to hear and feel.
Yes, sir. Well, not congratulate me so much, but give thanks and praise to the Most High for giving me the gift and for channeling the words through me that I think people need to hear. And I'm happy that they are receiving those words because, I ain't no Bob Marley and I'll never get to that level. May never get to that level, but I too have something to say. And I'm pretty sure many other musicians have a lot to say, especially in these times when, reggae music was born out of pain and suffering. And if you look out at the lay of the land in the United States and around the world, you'll see basically that people are still suffering. People are still suffering.
That's true.
And they need to hear the truth. They need to know why they're suffering, especially minorities. They need to know why they're suffering and how it came about. Because it didn't come about overnight. That they were always been suffering. Look, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Jesus Christ. And I always include these guys, JFK and Lincoln. Granted, people might beg to differ with me. They contributed something to try and change the paradigm and the existing status quo that exists from all, the oppression that does exist, and oppression still does exist. America is not free from that. The world is not free from that.
True. Your album, Silent Rebel. Let's talk about that for a minute. How would you describe that album?
I'd say that album would be more like, a mixture of different emotions. Because if you notice, there's some love songs on it that, that everybody has to write. But at the same time, it expresses some of what I've seen in terms of the pain in people, my own pain, my own insecurities, my own feeling about how this system has been designed and run to benefit one set of people. And notice I didn't say race.
Right.
Because rich people come in all forms, shape, and size, gender, color. And you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But predominantly, the minority races and ethnic groups are. Let me say something about my clear understanding of racism. Racism is the power of one ethnic group or a set of people to exclude other people from full participation in society. Basically, they exclude them from getting a good job, exclude them from living in a nice neighborhood, exclude them from partaking in certain restaurants. You remember the Jim Crow laws? White restaurants only, white toilets only, water park gets to the back of the bus, that kind of stuff. But intrinsically, what we don't understand is racism after Martin Luther King dissipated during the 70s and 80s and has moved to a level where it's now economic. Someone's going to call you names anymore in public. I'll tell you can't go in a restaurant. But guess what? You cannot basically get the same treatment as one other set of people because maybe your skin color or your ethnicity. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And I think that is wrong. Because even when the founding fathers said all men are created equal, In my mind's eye, they weren't talking about black people, Hispanic people. They were talking about white people.
Right, right.
All white men are created equally, and that's what they were talking about. Not basically, all men, because there was a time in America when it took 5 slaves to equal 1 white guy, the 3/5 rule. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And to move on from there, and I don't want to get political, but there's someone out there. Now, we're not getting, but there's someone out there that's pushing an agenda to keep this division going between mankind. When we are all human beings.
Mm-hmm.
We should be trying to make things congruent, to amalgamate people and bring them together. And Silent Rebel is an epitome of that, because it's talking about the ills of the system, and it's talking about the woes of the sufferers. In other words, people who are disenfranchised. One of the things that I pride myself on, I am an avid student of Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Dennis Brown, Garnet Silk. I'm still an avid student. There's lots of great musicians out there that tell it like it is. But I hope that people will stop for a minute and not just listen to the melodies of the music, but actually listen to the words that are coming from my mouth. And pay attention to them and see if they can, if it is relevant and it's related to what's happening to the world today. But Silent Rebel basically was born out of the fact that I haven't been quite active, especially over the last 15 years, because, you have to find a way to feed your family. And when people are not receiving your music as they should, because they were preoccupied with probably feeding their families at the same time. But this COVID-19 thing has opened people's eyes, because it has become the great equalizer, in a sense. In that, basically, everybody's 30 million people out of work, everybody gets to stay home now. I said, wait a minute, all this time, I thought I was doing well, but now I'm getting an unemployment check bigger than what I was getting when I was working. And all this money was always out there. Where was it all this time? Why now? You know what I'm saying?
We've been talking to Fuzzy Redbud Bush, an interview with the Lion. We're going to take a listen to Y.O.Y.O. Jah from his album Silent Rebel, and then we'll have some more dialogue with Fuzzy Redbud Bush. Coming up, Y.O.Y.O. Jah.
Why, oh Jah, must I pay the fool? why, oh Jah? Why, oh why? Why, oh Jah? Must the innocent die? Why, oh Jah? Why, oh Jah? Till I unite.
This is DJ EO, and we're having a conversation with Fuzzy Redbud Bush, an interview with the Lion. So let me ask you, from that album, Silent Rebel, what is your favorite song, or do you have a favorite song from that album?
Honestly, why, drop, marching up the system, body, mind, and soul, and don't burn your bridges. Those songs have a message for the common man. Mm-hmm. You know, I think like the other ones, you know, like, you know, I want to tell you something, butterfly, and all of that. But when you go and you look at it, and especially why, drop, and killing more profits, because it's like everybody that tries to change the system basically ends up dead, correct? Mm-hmm. And we can tell from the civil rights movement, Medgar Evers, you know, and Emmett Till, even though he was just a kid, that resonates with me. And we must pay attention to what happened in the past and then look at the lay of the land. But this COVID thing did not respect rich, poor, white, or black. You see what I'm saying?
True.
But at the same time, it brought out this disparity in how people get health care, which is causes how our racist, systematic racism works.
Right.
People get health care. Some people are able to afford a respirator and a ventilator, while others can't even afford a mask. And especially that's black people in this pandemic and minorities are dying at disproportionate risk as opposed to their Anglo-Saxon counterparts. You feel me?
Yes.
Or the rich counterpart. In other words, I'm not a rich human being, but it has taken lives of white people, black people, pink people, yellow people. So that should tell us something.
Okay.
We're all one. We're all equal. We're all gonna die. So we should all learn to get along and basically not take God's gifts for granted. Because there's no master race, there's no superior race, and nobody's inferior. We all are one. We're all at the same level.
Yes, we're listening to the words of Fuzzy Redbud Bush here on KUNM and Blazing Reggae Vibes. We're going to take a listen to another song from the album Silent Rebel. This one is called Killing Off the Prophets.
Got it. Bob Marley, king of reggae music. Jacob Miller, freedom fighter. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they have done. Father, forgive them, they're killing the innocent ones. They brutalize us in a system that's so unjust. But we all know that economic liberation is a must. They're killing our prophets cause they don't want us to see the light. Killing our prophets cause they don't want us to know wrong from right. Killing our prophets, they're killing our prophets. Hear my cry and tell me why, oh why must I suffer in this life? I am a seed of this soil, and in the burning sun I tile. They're killing our prophets cause they don't want us to see the light. Killing our prophets Killing our prophets cause they don't want us to know wrong from right. Killing our prophets, prophets, killing our prophets. If I should die, it's because I could not live your life. If I should cry, it's because my brothers have died. Look what they're doing to my brothers. Guns to kill one another. They're killing our prophets cause they don't want us to see the light. Killing our prophets cause they don't want us to know wrong from right. Killing our prophets, they're killing our prophets. Killing our prophets, they're killing our prophets. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they have done. Father, forgive them, they're killing the innocent ones. They brutalize us in a system that's so unjust. But we all know that economic liberation is a must. They're killing our prophets cause they don't want us to see the light.
This is the Aya Music Show, and we're talking to Fuzzy Redbud Bush here on KUNM and BlazingReggaeVibes.com. An interview with the Lion. Well, Fuzzy, tell me about the creative process that you went through in coming up with Silent Rebel. I mean, how do you create music? Song by song, I know.
When I was in Albuquerque, this album has a long history. When I was in Albuquerque in 1996, there was a studio going on 2nd Avenue. And I had my little band, Fuzzy Redbud Bush and the Silent Rebels. And in order to pay tribute to the unknown names, Andre Lavelle, Jason Gardunia, Jer, and Raheem, and Miles, everyone else who sat on that night and helped me write the music. Naturally, I wrote all the lyrics with some of the backup vocals from them. And then that album was shelved for a minute, and then I got to Alaska. And I was in Alaska, and there's a place called Chilcoot Charms in Alaska. So I was up there, and I ran into a Jamaican that I met in Las Vegas a long time ago. He was playing AJ Boots Brown. And so he said, hey, come on stage. So I got up on stage. And the music he was playing was only fit for one song on that album, Heart, Body, Mind, and Soul. Mm-hmm. That album was, at that point in time, incomplete. And so when I get to the text, when I started singing, my heart, my mind, my soul is crying for love, it was pitch black in Alaska, pitch black that night. And I was thinking about the darkness, and I said, walking around in the darkness, nothing before me but blackness. Deep in my soul, I'm alone, but if I believe in Rasta, nothing can stop the Father from showing me home. And that's a great crowd response that when I went back to Vegas with him and we met with Ed Robinson, the producer. Next to knocking on heaven's door, Rude Boy and this Ed Robinson, that's his son. And we went over to his home studio and we spent about 243 hours putting Silent Rebel together. Yeah. And at the end of the day, he said to me, there's one song I really, 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 really like. And I'm like, which one is that? He goes, it's on the Master of the System album. Get off my case. I want it. And I'm like, really now? And he said, yeah, I want to add that in there because that means something to me. It's like, it reminds me of when he was in Kingston in the ghetto. You see what I'm saying? So we added that to it, and then and that was when the album Silent Rebel was a collaborative effort. I'm not gonna take full credit for it. I cannot, because with every great writer, without Bob Marley was nothing without the Wailers. Trust me.
Right.
Because there was a lot of contribution from his bass player, Mr. Barrett there, that both Barrett, drummer, and Junior Martin. And his fabulous wife, Rita Marley, and I think they all contributed something to his sound. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it was a collaborative effort, and it stands on its own right now, and it represents everybody that was a part of it, and I'm pretty sure they're as proud of it as I am. But I hope that people can find the strength to listen to the music and know that, the world is not bad. Still a beautiful place, and you should not be overwhelmed by people, but by trying to understand what you're doing. In other words, learn, adapt, survive, and then thrive. Learn how to adapt, survive, and then thrive. And that's what the music is trying to teach people how to do. Basically, adapt to the situation that you're in, survive, and then thrive. In other words, try to fix it as you go along, rather than complaining and picking up guns. You don't need guns. Guns won't change the world. A dialogue will. We all could just talk. And basically, may God rest his soul. Rodney King said, why can't we all just get along?
Right.
So we can move from being angry to become anxious to change things, anxious to have a dialogue.
Okay, let's just turn it around a little bit and talk about your childhood and where you're from and how was that like and how it evolved into music.
Okay. I was born in 1964 in a little town called Mandeville in Jamaica. Mandeville in Jamaica, a population of about 100,000 people. And basically, it was a nice, what you call it, Victorian Catholic town. But I went to a school called Homo Technical High School up in the hills in Christiana. But in going to school, back then there was no school bus, so somebody had to give you a ride, or sometimes you got to walk the whole 13 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was 14 years old, I was getting a ride from this guy named Soji. He called himself Soji. The cab driver with dreadlocks. So he said, youth. And he called me youth, means young man. Let's stop at this bump drive meeting at 14 years old. And before we go home, because he lives on the street from where my parents live. So we stop at this 12 drive stuff, and I go in, I see all these old men with gray beards, sitting around in a circle with a big old coconut bomb, huge, puffing. Then, he went to introduce me to the elders, all 12 of them, and say, oh, this is how you do. So he's interested in Rastafari and blah. And then one of the elders look at me and says, you go eat some food. See them old ladies over there cooking, go eat some food. It's all right, cool. So I walked over there and I ate some spinach. I love food. Spinach, callaloo, some dumpling, green banana, chayote, we call it sutra in Jamaica. We have cherry tomatoes. I ate 2.5 bucks. I walked back over and I said, hey, Soji, what does the smoke on Soji? The healing pipe. I said, can I try it? I took one hit off that pipe and I passed out and I touched me in bed for 4 hours. And in that 4 hours that I was asleep, I was somehow still listening to the elders talk.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, academically, I was gifted in physics, chemistry, and mathematics. In the back of my head, I said, something? I think I'm a musician, and I think I'm gonna help and spread the word just like these guys. With no microphone, was talking to each other, just spreading the word. They have their meeting every Thursday evening, and then they have church at the Coptic Church, by the way, in Jamaica, the Ethiopian Orthodox Coptic Church. And I embrace it. I embrace the levity and the talk about loving all human beings. and the power of Jesus lost the eye. And for the next 2 years, when I was in high school, I couldn't seem to concentrate. So I went to my music teacher, Mr. Fagan, and said, "You're going to teach me how to play the bass." And he goes, "No, I'm going to teach you how to sing. You learn how to play the bass." And so in high school, I started. And I always kept writing stuff. My grades improved in high school. I was able to graduate at the top of the class, or close to the top. I don't quite remember, but I did pretty damn well. But anyway, to make a long story short, so now I left and I went to this little small town named Craighead, and I met this guy named Benji, an old record producer. I mean, I was 18, 19 years old, and this guy was like 65. He played the guitar. And we started writing all the songs that we wrote. Only one of them was ever released. One of them was ever released. Mm-hmm. But we wrote about maybe 20 songs, and he fell in love with a few of them, but he only ever released one, which you can probably get from Dynamic Songs. Only Dynamic Songs has that. Yeah, that one was called Can't Let You Go. And so Dynamic Songs has the original copy of that. Even though it's been done, I've done it over and over. Make a long story short. I moved to Kingston at 21, went to the College of Arts, Science and Technology, now the University of Technology. I acquired a degree in structural engineering. I did actually, it's a 3-year program in structural engineering. Mm-hmm. And, left the music alone, even though I followed my friends to studios and stuff like that for a minute. And then lo and behold, I ended up in Chicago. And I went to this club called the Wild Air and singing Armadillo. And there was this guy, this brilliant, most fabulous keyboard player / pianist, Donnie Johnson, on stage with a band called Armageddon. The lead singer was having problems, his voice was out. And he saw me and go, "Hey, you, Fuzzy Bush." Because I've been called Fuzzy Bush since I was basically a brand new young man. Mm. So anyway, I got up on stage and I said, "My name is Fuzzy Bush." One girl in the crowd screamed, "Ha ha ha, I'll show you some Fuzzy Bush." And that really bummed me out that night. So anyways, the Mars, the A&R, decided to insert a Redbud in the name to make people know that the term Fuzzy Bush means the bush that gets you fuzzy. Mm-hmm. Marijuana. Mm-hmm. And so, ever since they got fuzzy, the Redbud is to clarify that the burning bush that Moses was smoking up in the mountain. God, the comedy doesn't hurt. But nevertheless, and that's where I started playing music in Chicago. Then I ended up opening for Supercat, Shabba, Nicky Marley, Shaggy, Butcher Banton, Dennis Brown, Tyrone Taylor, and the likes of the world here. And eventually after that was basically, I was actually going to school at the time trying to get a degree in Bloxville University. So after that was expired, after that time came when I figured it was time to move on, I moved to Albuquerque in 1996. Mm-hmm. And 1994, that's when I met you.
Okay, so when you had met me, you got some more albums that you've created. Mashing Up the System. What other ones do you have?
You are Sitting in the Wilderness. Mm-hmm. What? It was just a lamentation for the fact that everybody in Jamaica, especially, there was a renaissance period between 1992 and 1998 when the music was moving towards a little hip hop, towards a little, moving straight from the roots scene. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I wanted to keep it roots.
Okay.
I had a little tour, as you may recall, on, I believe it was Yale and Central. Mm-hmm. That store. And I literally wrote Sitting in the Wilderness in that store. The entire album over the course of 3 months. But it took about another 2.5 months to get it recorded. And then it was released in Jamaica on the Rosebush or Fuzzy Bush or the Superdog, I don't remember what it's called. True Dynamic Sound.
Okay.
And which puts me in jeopardy because I still owe them 4 albums because I signed a 5-album deal with them. They only got 1 because Mashing Up the System, that album did not go to them. But they were very good in distributing worldwide, Europe, England, South America, Japan, especially Japan, where they love the music, because in 1994, when I did my first show in Tokyo, that was the largest crowd at that point that I'd ever seen, 18,000 people.
18,000.
That was the largest crowd I've ever seen. At that time, Shabba was at its height. And so everybody knew Shabba and everybody loved Shabba. Even today, you can't go to Japan and say Shabba. They love Shabba. So Shabba was one of my idols too. Even though, but Shabba was what was inspired in that. It can't be done. We can, people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you almost you answered a question that was in the back of my mind as to who was one of your most favorite artists, Who did you look up to?
Who that one I look up to? Well, I'm Half Pint.
Half Pint.
Pinchon. You Madu. You Roy. And the list goes on. Culture. Congo. Burning Spear. And the list, I mean, there are so many people. I listen to, put it this way, so much people influence the way I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way the music comes out. I mean, there's so many good artists. A lot of people don't know about them. And even though one may not, think that he's saying something, but he comes out is saying a lot. You have to listen, Mm-hmm. It's Monarch has become unique. And then there was the almighty Mr. President Brown, my exact first cousin, and what do you call it now, and twin brother. I've never, he looks like me, but we're, we kind of look alike.
Mm-hmm.
President Brown, he stuck in there, hung in there, never became the great superstar, but has influence in keeping the roots and culture alive. President Brown.
Back in I still do, not so much now, but I played a lot of President Brown over the years.
Yeah, and one other thing, in the 90s, music was a dangerous thing, if you started, and even Beanie Man will tell you, which is another one of my idols. Beanie Man will tell you, it's not that easy. Once you start telling the people the truth about the government, it's not that easy to stay alive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People die from all kinds of natural causes, quote unquote, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I'm scared. It's just that, I transitioned, moved back into school again to get another degree in engineering, because it is my ultimate belief that if you want to educate the people, you must educate yourself first, correct?
Correct.
But if I want to guide somebody at Mount Everest and tell them that I'm a tour guide, I have to at least get to Mount Everest a couple times by myself to show them the way, correct?
Correct.
In other words, I would have educated myself about how to summit Mount Everest so I can educate others how to do it. And so that's why I went back to school. I did when I left Guam. I did also get a master's in public administration, which basically explains how the system ultimately works at the banking level, at Wall Street level, at the government level, at the White House, and how people are affected by simple decisions and resolutions and signatures. You see what I'm saying?
True. This is DJ EO, and we're having a conversation with Fuzzy Redbud Bush, an interview with the Lion. We're going to take a listen to one more song from that album, Silent Rebel, before returning to our conversation. This one is called Mashing Up the System.
Babylon come tell me. You better leave the scene, yeah, or else you're telling me. I can get real mean. Here come Babylon with a gun in him, and him want to jerk me down. Why come tell me can hide here, rubber? Come mash up them town. Mashing up the system is a must, I say. Breaking down the system is a must, I pray. Mashing up the system is a must, I say. Breaking down the system is a must. Like your name on ya. Me no trouble no one, yeah. Me just come on ya. Now with me Bible in me hand, Babylon no come tell me. You better leave the scene, yeah, or else you're not telling me. I can get real mean. Here come Babylon with a gun in him, and him want to jerk me down. Want to tell me make you hide there, rubber. Come mash up them town. Mashing up the system is a must, I say. Breaking down the system.
This is the Aya Music Show, and we're talking to Fuzzy Redbud Bush here on KUNM and BlazingReggaeVibes.com. An interview with the Lion. So let me ask you, what's next for you? Where are you going with the music from here?
Huh?
I say, what's next for you?
So many things, so many things, so many things. Number one, my kids, hopefully will find their way. Hopefully I can show them many, many directions to get to the top of their mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I do not expect any one of them, even though my daughter Tamika plays the guitar and sings like a bird. And I would put it at her age, at 30 years old, she's 1,000 times better than me. And she writes more rebellious music than me. But she currently works as an accountant.
Okay.
And so my goal is like my son, who was in the Navy now, who became a captain, Clinton Carl Jr. He wanted to go his own route, and I was able to guide him all the way through that, to his degree, the whole 9 yards. And I'm happy because he didn't want, but the boy keeps thinking about guess he claims he can't, so I just leave it at that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So but what's next? At that time, I'm a pretty young man, 29. I consider myself still pretty young because and that's what I see happening next 5 years. Because the stars are correct, everything is in alignment. The resources are there, the energy is there, the desire is there. And my love for Rastafari, the universe, Lafayette the first, has not dampened in any way, still stronger than ever. And in the end, this is his body, his mind, his soul, and his voice. And I'm gonna give everything I got in the end to him, to let him know that his time wasn't wasted on me. His belief in me wasn't wasted, and my belief in humanity is still strong, because people can see.
I feel you on that. Well, we've been talking to Fuzzy Redbud Bush, the man behind that album, Silent Rebel. And if you want to check those albums out, you can go up to YouTube. And what's the best way they can find your music on YouTube, Fuzzy?
What's the best way they can find the music on YouTube?
Yeah, or find your music, period.
Okay, you can go to reggaerecords.com, or you can go to Google, or you could go dynamicsounds.com. That's the Jamaican record company.
Okay.
And you can listen to Jerry's podcast and KUNM, and I'm pretty sure. And stay tuned. There's a lot more coming.
Right.
I got a lot more to say. I got a lot more good stuff that I'm working on. And I'm going to make you all are going to be happy. And there will always be a message in the music.
Yeah,
I will always be saying something.
I have to tell you that's the one thing I appreciate about your music, man. I mean, it's conscious to the utmost. And enough respect, brother.
Respect to you too, sir. Thank you for keeping the faith. If I can give a plug here, I'd like to give a shout out to my two little children up there in Albuquerque, Clinton Alexander St. Glasses Brown and Tanaya Alexis St. Glasses Brown. Keep the peace, Daddy loves you. And one of these days you'll be dancing on stage with Daddy. You know I'll be 60 or 70 and you're going to call me Grandpa, but that's okay. I'll take anything at this point in time.
Right on. Sounds good. Well, I really want to once again thank you for taking the time out and just sharing some of yourself with the world out there. And much thanks.
Thanks. One love. Take care and be strong. Okay? I'm always here, always behind the phone, never hiding behind this phone, but always behind it. But pretty soon, it's in the stars.
Yeah, man.
Okay?
Yeah.
You take care, man. Take care.